Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So let's get started, everyone. Just want to welcome again everyone who's part of the Career Karma community. A lot of you on this call have been with us for now a few months. Some of you might have joined a few weeks ago, but we love every single one of you. Now we're actually growing, like we're adding like 50 users a day, which is pretty good. But we want to make sure that you hold us accountable. And as Career Karma gets bigger, we always want to make sure that we provide the same level of, level of advice, mentorship as all of you are getting now. So that's our ask to you, is keep us accountable. And we also want to celebrate everyone who is participating in the 21-day challenge. It's starting a movement. Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of people are starting to pay attention to everybody that's getting accepted, all you all tweeting the different people in the app. You're all starting to get to know each other, and it's starting to extend not just the boot camps, but even companies are reaching out to us saying, hey, we want to hire these boot camps, and we want you to help identify people that want to work at our company. So I had a big company reach out to me. They want to start an apprenticeship program specifically for people in coding boot camps. And there's a lot of power that's starting to happen. And so we want to start off by letting you all know that and acknowledging everybody that's already gotten accepted, like Narando and Greg and Elizabeth today. So just like, let's start off by just getting a round of applause to everybody that's gotten accepted. Woo! Big up, big up, big up. Yeah. And the other thing that's starting to happen is people are starting to identify that you all are the future, and they want to start providing resources so that you are part of their program so that they can take credit in your success. And so the power is not just starting to build around Career Karma, but also around the hashtag and you all, where people are wanting to start giving you all scholarships and different types of resources. And so we've been listening, we've been observing, and we see how you all are tweeting and starting to interact with each other in the app and starting to reply to each other's tweets. And so Archer actually just launched a feature within the Career Karma profiles for you all to add your Twitter profiles, your Twitter handles into the app. So make sure you all update that. So Archer, you want to tell them a little bit about how that works?
So I think a lot of you want to like follow each other on Twitter, and I think part of the Career Karma challenge is to actually reach out to people at your level and one step ahead. And so we listen to you guys, and we built. It's a pretty small feature, but now when you go to your profile page, you may need to update your app. But basically, there's now a little Twitter here. Yeah, you put your there's a little Twitter handle, and when you press it, it opens up Twitter. So this way, if you update your Twitter handle, everyone on this call go ahead and like update your Twitter handle, and then everyone else will follow you, and then like I don't know, engage with your posts. But this way, we can build a strong community where you guys are connecting with people inside our app and also on Twitter.
So the reason why this is very, very important, even though it seems simple, is before we started Career Karma, we started Breaking the Startups, which is the podcast that a lot of you all listen to. And before we launched Breaking the Startups, there was this platform that allowed everybody to tweet at the same time. And we were able to reach 3 million people at the same time. And there was laptops and all kinds of other things that we're going to talk about later. But just realize Twitter's powerful, and we're going to talk about that more.
Yeah. And one other thing we did as well, there were a few folks asking if they have a friend or they have someone that they know that might want to learn how to code as well. And we always talk about not coding in isolation. So now when you go to your settings tab, there's an invite friend tab now. So when you click invite friend, and there's like share. When you click share, you'll be able to get your own link, and you can share it with your friends through text or email, and invite more people to join. But before we jump more into it, how many people are taking the 21-day secret challenge on this call? Feel free to.
What was that question?
How many people are taking the 21-day CK challenge? Yeah, raise your hand if you're taking it.
I'm in.
And how many people like outside their comfort zone when they first tweeted the first tweet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't do social media all at all.
Definitely on
So
Before
that's
going
something
into
that
that,
happened.
you know,
It's interesting.
Master Joseph asked what the 21-day challenge is. For people that don't know what the 21-day challenge is, it's essentially the preparation that you need in order to get accepted into a coding boot camp, how to establish a habit, and it usually takes 21 days to make.
Somebody's background is terrible. I can't hear y'all.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I'll mute some folks. One sec.
It takes 21 days to make a habit, 90 days to make it permanent. So this essentially is a time period to get into one of these boot camps. But for everybody that said it's uncomfortable or out of your comfort zone to tweet, it's the same way for all of us. But there's a lot of power in publicly committing and saying that I'm going to do this, not just because you might feel like you're going to be embarrassed if you don't hit that goal, but also just putting it out into the universe creates a different kind of power than a lot of you all don't realize. And in we launched the 21-day challenge about 11 days ago or 12 days ago. There's already been, I think, over 100 tweets, and I've met with 3 different CEOs of boot camps that want to give you all scholarships, that want to qualify. The way to qualify is to be a part of the 21-day challenge, tweet that you're publicly committing and signing up for a prep program, even if you haven't fully finished it, and saying that you're going to do this, because what that does is it forces the boot camps to compete, to work with you and get you in, and they're going to unlock resources for you. And we're going to continue to fight to make sure that we give you everything possible that they're able to give.
Dope.
That's already, how that work for us, that's already in.
Dope.
We in there. We're going to work on, for the people that are already in, we're going to continue working on unlocking resources for you all too. Don't worry.
Okay.
Absolutely. And
Shout outs to y'all.
Shout outs
Y'all
to y'all.
popping.
Like a good example is like the companies that are saying that they want to hire you already, right? So they want to create apprenticeships program. So we're already talking to them about you all. So keep staying dedicated and added energy around the hashtag, but just know they see you all coming, and there's going to be more and more every day.
Let me ask you another question. How many of you have made a friend since you started the 21-day challenge?
Okay, Marco.
Hey.
Okay, Ahmed.
All right.
In there.
I think don't forget the power of like why do we come up with these 3 rules? Reaching out to your peers and reaching out to a person ahead of you. This is your way to build your network. For in a year, 2 years, 3 years are gonna be doing big things in different fields, and you can always look back to the Twitter conversation you had or the DM you sent to them in the app and be like, hey, that's where my relationship with them started. And a lot of you are going to build a lot of great things together. So just keep that in mind.
For the people that are joining late, don't worry. The 21-day challenge, again, and I know for the people that joined earlier, it's going to be repetitive. This is essentially you all publicly committing that you all want to become software engineers in 2019, doing something consistently for 21 days to get ready to get into a coding boot camp, and then choosing a boot camp and getting access to scholarships and different rewards that you wouldn't normally get access to. And if you guys have not started it, we'll provide that link inside of the chat for you all to sign up. And just know that there's going to be a lot of power around that. I think, Timo's about to drop it right now. Another thing that we want to bring up is we've been observing a lot of the tweets and know that some of you all are doing the 21-day challenge with a laptop, and some of you all are doing the 21-day challenge without a laptop. When we asked for features before this, one of the things that you all brought up was listening to the podcast. And for those of you that have been with Breaking the Starters for a long time, you'll remember that we've used Twitter to help people get laptops, to raise money for rent, to do all kinds of things, to get the Android devices to test and things like that. So what we want to start doing is testing little things to leverage the power of Twitter for the Career Karma community. So I'm actually going to send a tweet out today that we're going to show a little later in the call, asking companies and Twitter to donate laptops to you all and see what happens. But you all need to retweet it and also reply that if you need a laptop and tell them what your dream company is and tag that company. And that's going to wake up everybody.
So, we're about to actually do it now.
But let's show some examples of tweets first.
Before we jump into it, we want to also celebrate everyone who's been doing the 21-day challenge. So I'm going to share my screen. there's a few people that have been doing it, like James. Not to put you on the spot, but he recently applied to Lambda. He started the 21-day challenge 4 days in, and he just got accepted into Lambda.
We met him at Travis Air Force Base December 12th.
Yeah. So James is also in the Air Force now, right? So thanks for your service. Thanks for being part of our community, and thanks for building together. I know you've been also coding with Greg and Marco, so keep it up.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good work, John.
Yeah, thank you.
John?
Congrats.
Thanks.
James. Congrats, James.
Yeah, congratulations.
Hey, appreciate it.
I can't see it. Oh, James West. Yeah,
I'm
baby.
somewhere in here.
There's a few other folks I wanted to, most of you probably have seen this video, but I wanted to play it for the people who haven't. Let's see it.
This is a dope video.
The best. She's the best.
You're so funny.
Career Karma Challenge. Yes, I'm super excited about it. I'm going to be adding to my little bag of tricks over the next 21 days. I'll be learning or beginning the process for learning how to become a software engineer, a software developer, / coder. I'm going to figure out the title. Okay, this is a day one thing.
This one is on fire.
Word. I feel her.
So like,
that's on point.
She actually is somebody that actually doesn't have a laptop. So we're going to help her get a laptop and a bunch of other people get laptops too.
Yeah. And let me do a few more shout outs to people. There's so many tweets. I think we have like 200-300 people now participating and tweeting. There's also parents in the community who are tweeting and who are taking part of the 21-day challenge. So Jessica is one of them. Shout out to all the parents on this call too.
Shout out to all the parents.
We have, I know Crystal, you have,
Hey.
I know Keisha is a mother. There's a lot of parents on this call, and all of you are not just learning how to code for yourself, but I know you're going to be teaching your kids how to do the same thing. So shout out to all of you. Let's look at a few more posts. So we also got Crystal on here. She's now teaming up with Keisha, and they're starting their own little group of moms who code. So we love that when our community members start working together. There's Elizabeth. She attended the Blueprint, and then she tagged Lambda School on this.
And got Lambda to reply.
And Austin replied to her.
Put me on the spot.
He's like, what's your goal? And what's cool about it is, like, when you're doing the challenge, the boot camps are watching you, right? And
you see Rhythm School favorited right there? So you got 2 boot camps.
And when they're watching you, it also gives you leverage because they know that you're someone who is committing to your goals. You're publicly announcing, you're executing, and then they want to have you too. So that's a great sign when CEOs of boot camps are now responding to retweets.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
That is nice.
And I like that you played hard to get to. You're like, I don't know, I'm leaning towards Lambda for now, but we'll see.
Sure.
And the reason why this is important is because it's going to be the same thing in the job search. You might get an offer for, let's say, the first offer you get is not what you want. Let's say it's like $80,000. But now you got an offer, and now you can talk to somebody else, and you already got an offer on the table. And now they got to jump high. You know, they got to give you more than $80,000. And then you got to keep doing that and just keep playing the game.
Make them work. That's what's up. Make them work. Make them work.
Blueprint meeting where Timur covers the roadmap.
What?
The Blueprint meeting. Yeah, if you want to tweet it. Then
so
Timur also. So this is actually a pretty cool way to know how long your journey is going to take. You want to tell them a little bit about that? Yeah. So a lot of you are going to be attending workshop number 3. That's the last workshop of the 21-day challenge, where we literally help you come up with a roadmap. So you're not confused. You're not wondering what your roadmap is going to look like in 2019. You're going to open up your roadmap because you're going to have it on your refrigerator or somewhere else in your house. And you're going to see what are the milestones. When am I going to be applying to boot camp? When am I starting a boot camp? When am I finishing it? When am I starting the job search? when are you negotiating for your job offer, you're going to have this plan in place that's going to help you visualize it. And if you can visualize it, you can also realize it. So that's going to be, so
make sure you book
make sure you book it. Ruben is about to, make a tweet and
about the
laptops, and we're going to need to have, we also have Dahlia on here. Shout out to Dahlia.
On her birthday, she turned down going on her birthday to do the 21-day challenge.
Yeah, she joined the invitation and she's going in. But what we're going to ask all of you to do is, I'm about to pull up Career Karma's account, and we're going to ask all of you to tweet the tweet that Ruben just wrote, pretty much asking people to donate laptops to our community. So I'm going to copy the link and I'll share it in the tweet. I'll share it in the chat here.
So make sure you all retweet that and tag the company.
And in the comments, tag the company that you're interested. That's your dream company.
Just say, I need a laptop. Something like, I need a laptop, and my dream is to work at whatever company. And tag that company.
Like, I'm learning how to code. I need a laptop, and my dream.
Okay.
All right, I just shared it in the comments.
Yeah, and so what this will do is it'll help elevate the tweet, and then companies will start noticing it, and then a lot of these companies have laptops they don't even use anymore. Like, it might be from 2014, and now everyone has the latest Macs or something like that. And so they're just somewhere like in a stockpile. And if we get on the radar, they might be able to donate 20 laptops. So then everyone in the CK challenge has a laptop to work on.
Yeah. And thanks, David, for retweeting it. This is big for us.
Yep. A lot of people retweeted it from the community. Priscilla, everybody else, a lot of people have already retweeted.
So please go ahead and do it right now, because then this will help elevate this to another level.
Yeah. And we also want to hear from you, like, what do you think we can do better in terms of the challenge? What other things do you all need for you to be successful in 2019?
Strongest thing right now for me to understand is this accountability and be able to have help. JavaScript is blowing my mind. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm in everything that has to do with JavaScript. JavaScript fundamentals. I shadowed a class today on Lambda. I'm on YouTube on JavaScript fundamentals. I'm Wes Boss. 30 days. 30 projects in 30 days. Like, I'm trying to find out everything I can to solo learn. I'm on that every day.
Yeah.
I just the ability to reach out to people. To leverage the experience of other people who are experienced in the field. If they want to do some mentors for us, be mentors for us as we coming into the field, of course we help each other, but we all pretty much on the same level. So we need people like you guys, who's on you guys' level, to say, you know what, maybe we can set up a weekly coding group or peer programming, something like that. You understand where I'm going?
I would love that. I definitely agree with that. Who said that?
Abdul Qadir, Greg, Lambda Strong.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that, because that actually ties into the question I was asking today in the chat. Like, what titles go with what knowledge you have? Like, I see where we at with tech, but it's not that it's confusing. We need more guidance,
Exactly.
Like, especially when you say my dream company. I don't have a dream company. My dream company is to work for myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I was to answer that question, like, what would be a dream company that needs coding? Like, who needs it? Doesn't everybody need coding?
Yeah.
I mean, SpaceX needs coding because they have to build rockets.
Spotify, Netflix, SoundCloud,
if you like music, like
everybody.
Anything that's on your phone, they need engineers to build those apps, like Ubers of the world, Lyfts, Facebook, Instagram.
But I think you bring up a good point. So something that you could do if you want to learn about these tech companies that hire people from boot camps. We've interviewed over 100 guests who work at these tech companies after graduating from a boot camp. So just by listening to the episodes, you'll be able to learn about the companies. That's one way to do it. But we hear that we hear you that you need some kind of guidance and support on the technical level. And what we'll try to do is there's boot camps that actually reached out to us after they saw the 21-day challenge, where they could actually have someone on their staff set up office hours, and you guys could go there once a week or twice a week and ask questions, and they're happy to help. So that's something we'll organize for either this week or schedule something for next week, where you guys could have a resource to go to if you ever get stuck.
Also, Moitri brought up time management. We're also working on some career tracking and time management features as well that Timur can share more about, or we could wait on it to share it later.
I mean, we're thinking about, like, if you're going to the gym, what tools do you need? Like, if you work out, you probably need to keep track of your progress, right? But if you're transitioning, you're doing all of it either in your head or you're taking notes, but a lot of people don't go back to reading notes. We're actually in the process of adding a career tracker, like a progress tracker, to the Career Karma app. So all of you can see how much time do you spend a week, how much time do you spend a day, how does that compare to people in your peer circle and compare to everyone else on the platform. And then you can select people in the community and you can see, like, how did their time over the last month compare to yours. And the reason we're building this is if you see people, your peers who are going and they're getting into boot camps or getting jobs, you can replicate that success by just starting to do the things that they're doing. So we feel like that's going to be one of the critical features that's going to help all of you see what are the activities that lead to outcomes.
And, like, replying to Asia, like, seeing messages like that really, like, hit us hard. Like, we really got your back for real. So
and also
can I say something? Sorry.
I'm sorry. Also to add to that too, I'm willing to be a voice for a local chapter of Career Karma, and in that process of setting up and being a liaison between Career Karma or with Career Karma and companies to be able to help set up those kind of peer groups for people who coming into Career Karma.
I'm with you, Greg.
Like, I want to succeed. I need to take care of my family. So I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I got time now, so utilize me as much as you can.
That's how I feel. I feel the same way.
I've been utilizing you guys, and you guys have been helping me out, so why not I can't give back to you by doing something.
That goes back to the karma piece. That's what we're hoping too. Once we help you level up, you're going to be able to give back at whichever level you are.
That's right, level up. Yes.
I mean, you all.
Not for nothing. I've been talking to 13 people. I want to shout them out quickly. Liz Early Tears. Who's that? Tio Spatos? Who's that? Calandra, Zamian, Jennifer, Adam, Gerald, Bria Bailey, Priscilla Harris, Cynthia, Joshua, Daniels, Nick Hamlet, and Natasha Waller. Like, I appreciate y'all, holding down these conversations with me. I reached out to everybody, but these 13 people have consistently been talking to me, checking up on me, telling me their progress. We've been sharing progress with each other. It's been, small, little chats, but they go a long way for me.
You probably noticed already some of those people that are also working at companies like Snapchat and other companies already that are working on transitioning and leveling up. So you all are going to really gain really powerful relationships that have entrenched things here. I think to bring it back a little bit, just remember the main focus of this call is that really keep tweeting and doing the 21 and signing up to prep programs and applying to boot camps as soon as possible, ideally today or this week, so that we can get you all accepted this week and into the programs this month and start unlocking resources. And for the people that are already in boot camps that have gone through Career Karma, we're going to continue fighting to make sure you all get everything that you need in order to win. And then you all, by the summertime or end of summer, can be the new guard, the new engineers that are not just economically powerful, but have skills, getting paid to learn, but also being these liaisons in the different cities. And then it really starts turning up.
That's
okay.
Yeah. Someone was gonna say something. Someone was gonna jump in from the phone, I think, or.
I think that's Nana. I just want to say something. Hi, hello. So I just want to. Just want to say something real quick on the Dream Company, that the Dream Company does not necessarily mean a company that already exists. It can be a company that has not been built yet, or it can be like a tool. A lot of you live in different communities that has different problems to be solved. Like maybe the local restaurant who needs a delivery tool because it's not on, Grubhub or DoorDash. And then you can build something to help out, or the local barber shop. Like, there's a lot of things that you guys can do if you know how to code. Like, I'm learning on my own too, on a lot of things that I did not know I could do that it would facilitate my life and the life of my community. And I think you all got the potential. I've been seeing your journey, like each one of you. I've been on Twitter, seeing your tweets, following your journey, crying with you, like, reading about your struggle and how you are supporting each other, and you are inspiring me every day. I just want to say thank you.
Thanks, Nana.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
To Nana's point, in the comments of the tweet, you might have an idea. I know Greg has an idea for a bookstore.
Yes.
Tweet it to be like, hey, I'm learning how to code now, but one day there's going to be a bookstore, and this is my dream. And we're all about, I think Jordan Jackson said it on one of these calls like a couple months ago, protect your dreams. And we want to make sure that all of you are protecting your dreams. Caleb over there, what up, man? You okay?
Hey, tomorrow.
I appreciate you joining in.
Yeah,
I was just chatting at him.
We respect the
Dedication.
hustle.
I got the my rescue cell collection in the morning. I had to have a catheter line placed in my neck and my port accessed as well. I'm having some pain right now, but I'm like not trying to let that stop me. Even though yesterday I did forget to tweet. Like, I'm not the biggest on social media, so that in itself is a challenge in itself for me. So I'm still trying to, get better at posting, but I did miss a day.
That's probably the most inspiring thing I ever heard this whole call. Dude. Like,
Yo, I'm so inspired right now. I'm like,
there's no excuse.
You on the call? Yo, shout out to you, Caleb, for even caring about getting on this call today. Like, I love you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Word.
Drop your Twitter in the chat so people can follow you on. Maybe not now, maybe later, but yeah, definitely start following each other, and we appreciate you tuning in. This is amazing, man. Yeah. And we're proud of
you. You're dope, Caleb.
Yes.
This is gonna be a great part of your story when you break in, and all of you. We want all of you to be on our podcast, sharing your story. And
one thing, by the way, Greg, I noticed your tweet.
Wow.
So your profile is private, and so it's okay if you want to keep it private, but it's harder to share things. You can't retweet anything if your profile is private.
It's coming off of private right now. I ain't got nothing to hide. It's okay.
All right, cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And folks, reply to it. If you're someone that doesn't have a laptop, then reply, and so the companies can see that there's folks that need them, and that's going to help with getting more companies donating the laptops.
Caleb, you the man.
No doubt.
Yeah, Caleb.
For sure.
Caleb, you the man.
For us, the fact that you're tuning in and taking this challenge seriously, that says a lot about your discipline.
Yeah, no, we're going to do whatever we can. Where are you located, Caleb?
I'm from Lithonia, Georgia.
Okay.
Wow, dope. Lithonia. I lived out there before.
Okay, GA, big brother out there doing his thing.
Get it.
I sent you a message prior to them reaching out to you too. I just wanted to check on you, but he spoke about it, so I pray that everything is good with you, bro.
Likewise, my brother. Prayers and blessings, man. We here.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So that's the main thing. So just everybody in the Career Karma Challenge, the 21-day CK Challenge, keep tweeting. We're gonna unlock resources. Put in your applications today or tomorrow. Let us know what your interview date is. Send us a message what the date is, so we can reach out to the boot camps and fight for you.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. I'm hearing apply to boot camp today. I've been hearing that a lot. I don't know if I applied or not. I thought I did.
That's a good point.
But
yeah, I think the
when you say get ready for your interview, what am I getting ready? Like, what am I saying in this interview? What am I?
So that's exactly that's a great question. And
like, what do I qualify for right now, as far as going into an interview tomorrow or later down this week? Because I don't feel prepared for anybody's interview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super good question.
And I think there's a lot of folks on here who could probably do a better job answering than me. And I'll get to that in a second. Basically, there's 3 workshops that are part of the 21-day challenge. There's the orientation, then there's basic training, and then there's the blueprint meeting. In each one of them, doesn't matter what level you came in at, we're gonna talk about strategies and tactics to get you ready to figure out what are the top schools that you have, how do you apply, how do you even evaluate what bootcamp is right for you. So for people who are not, for people who haven't yet, I'm gonna share an orientation link and a basic training link in the chat, and you can RSVP tonight for a meeting that's gonna be happening this week. So we make sure that we get you into the process and you're getting educated as you're doing the challenge.
But answer the flow of like how the prep.
But the typical process is you sign up for one of the prep courses and you start doing it, and then by starting it, you can also apply to Lambda or to Flatiron or to Thinkful, just so you can get the non-technical interview out of the way. And
so I feel like I signed up for Lambda twice.
Okay, so you got the prep course, right?
Yeah.
I got the prep course.
So you're going through the prep course, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so as long as you're past lesson 1, you can go and apply on their website and actually submit an application.
How do you know that you're done with lesson 1 if you don't have a laptop to complete the homework assignment?
That might be. So that's what we're working on. That's what we're working on getting everyone who doesn't have a laptop, so you can all complete the homework.
Because I can't do Code Pen on my cell phone, and Code Pen is the homework for lesson 1.
Yeah.
No,
and that's people that don't have laptops, that's what we're working on solving.
Yeah, we're trying to help you guys get laptops.
So I can't go apply for nothing then, right?
You can't go yet,
but soon.
But we're working on it. Like
hopefully
Asia,
after tonight.
Like Nana, I think helped Asia get her laptop, so we're working on getting other people laptops.
Yeah,
so that people can.
But
apply.
I think it's important to kind of highlight what the steps are, and sometimes it could be confusing. But when you're just starting out, like after you attend the orientation, go ahead and sign up for one of the prep programs, which are usually 2 weeks, which will get you familiar with HTML, CSS, JavaScript. And then after you complete the first lesson or 2, you could sign up to apply an interview with a program that you like. It could be Lambda or Flatiron or Thinkful, or there's a number of other ones. And so Timur is gonna cover in the second call how to strategize which bootcamp is great for you. And that's what the second call is about. It's gonna be a lot of strategies. But essentially, once you have started the prep course, you could get conditionally accepted. And the reason it's important to get conditionally accepted is because these courses fill up very quickly. A lot of them already filled up for February, and March is being filled up as well. So the sooner you can apply and get conditionally accepted, it holds a spot for you. And then you could say, all right, 2 weeks later, once you finish the prep programs.
I'm going that refrigerator.
Yeah.
Did your mom say you can get it? I'm sorry. I apologize.
No worries. Yeah. But I think the biggest one is just attend the orientation if you haven't yet, and attend the basic training meeting. And I'll make sure that you're on the right track. And whoever doesn't have a laptop, we're actively working on getting you a laptop so you can complete the prep courses.
Yeah. So again, everybody, update your profiles inside of Career Karma with your Twitter. Join the 21-day challenge. Tweet it. If you haven't signed up to a prep program, sign up to a prep program. If you don't have a laptop, laptops are on the way, or we're working on it.
Reply to the tweets so we know the people that need it.
If you have done a prep program, apply to the boot camp, and then let us know what your interview date is so we can get you ready, and then we'll fight to unlock the scholarships and all the resources. Tell them about the behavioral interview.
Yeah. So for, like Ruben or Archer said, for all of these boot camps, the first stop is a non-technical interview where they just ask you a few questions about your experience. I think for a lot of you, what you got to prepare for is like, how do you make a good impression on them? And some of you might be intimidated because like, I just started coding a month or 2 ago. How do I make a good impression? The best way you can do it is tie it to other challenging things that you've done in the past and how you overcame them. So let's say you played a sport in high school. Let's say you play a musical instrument. Ruben plays the cello, and he can make an analogy. Maybe you can try making an analogy to learning how to code if you're a musician, so that people can get an idea.
When I was playing the cello before, I got to the level that I am now, I hated practicing. My mom, pretty much said, I could cry all I want, but I had to play music before I could do anything. And I would have to sit in the chair since I was 4 years old trying to learn how to do it. And eventually she started creating these boards that had 1,000 squares and different songs to play that you could think about loops or arrays or all kinds of different types of things to work on that I would have to drill through. And at the end, I would create prizes for myself. And I even didn't want to do it so much to the point that I would say, Mom, when I get through all the books, then I'm going to quit playing cello. And shout out to Asia for playing violin, by the way. And then I was like, when I get through all the books, I'm going to quit. She was like, okay, well, do it then. My mom's a psychologist, so she used reverse psychology, where by the time I got to the last book, I was a professional already. And I was making money from performing and doing all kinds of things with big celebrities and things like that. And now I really enjoy playing.
In an interview, I think in an interview, what you want to, with taking that experience, right? You might say, well, I've been doing some coding in the prep course, but what I'm realizing is that learning how to code is just like playing a musical instrument. There's concepts, paradigms that you have to know, and you're going to get stuck sometimes, and you have to drill and practice. And I would be like, when I was learning how to play, I had to overcome a lot of challenges, and I came up with strategies to manage my time and be consistent with it. Now that I'm doing your prep course, I'm also figuring out how do I manage my time on top of my day job or taking care of kids and other things, and emphasize to them that you're someone who's resilient. I think resilience is the biggest key, and someone who's been overcoming challenges all their life, which is most of you on this call.
Yeah. But I think what they're looking for in a lot of these interviews, they're looking for your passion for coding. So they might say, what got you interested in coding? What got you, do you code outside of the prep course? So you definitely want to come across this is something that you're interested in. That's something you do for fun. And then try to pick a challenging thing you've done in your life. It could be playing a sport. It could be overcoming, some challenge at your previous job or something like that, and relate that back to learning code.
I think to their point, I actually didn't do the greatest job of making an analogy to the interview, but essentially whatever you are doing that's difficult, you can talk about how you growing up, you used to play basketball and you remember practicing, and then one day you met someone that kind of sparked your interest in coding, and you realized that learning how to code is very similar to practicing basketball every day. In the beginning, it was a little frustrating, but then after you got into the habit of doing drills, you started really learning how to code because you enjoyed it rather than doing it because you saw it was money that you could make out of it. So kind of you want to draw those ties to make it super smooth, and you can make that analogy with anything that's difficult. If that makes sense.
Kind of like our intro conversation that we've all had with Ruben.
Yeah.
Exactly. I always say the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, we told you our whole lives.
Exactly. But I think also do your research before you speak to someone from that school. You want to come off as someone who did their due diligence, someone who's resourceful. So if you're speaking to them, they're always going to be like, hey, do you have any questions for me? And most people are they're nervous. So they're like, no, I don't. I just want to hang up and go do something else.
That's the worst thing to do.
That's the worst thing to do. You come off as someone who is not curious, who is not resourceful. What you should be doing is come up with some questions ahead of time and demonstrate through the question that you're someone who's very thoughtful. So maybe ask them what resources they provide for people who are learning new technologies that might be hard, or what kind of outcomes and what are they going to do once you're in the job search because you really want to get a job fast. To them, it's music to their ears because they want to have people who are proactive in the job search. They want to have people who ask questions when they get stuck. And if you start asking those questions, then it already demonstrates that you're one of those folks. Yeah. And I think the last thing is take the application seriously. So the application will have
probably 4 or 5 questions. They might say, tell me why you're interested in our school, or tell me about how long you've been coding. And so you want to write at least like 3 to 5 sentences, make sure it's grammatically correct, and just kind of show your professionalism, because these folks only have maybe a couple of minutes to review your application. And when they see that someone didn't take it seriously, it also sets an alarm saying, what are they going to be like in the job search? Are they also going to be submitting resumes with mistakes or submitting cover letters that are incorrect? And so think of this as a interview process. And when you're applying, it might be online, it could be a simple form, but do your diligence and do your best to make sure that it's like presented in the best light.
Essentially, there are a lot of people are taking advantage of some of the scholarships and income share agreements, different innovative things they're unlocking for you. So convince them that you are good to take a bet on, because they're essentially going to be able to swing some of you all's incomes by 100, 200, maybe even 300% within 6 months or 3 months. And so they want to make sure that you are going to be consistent and disciplined
and
and
you're not going to give up.
and you're not going to give up. And so we have the people around you to make sure that you all have the resources to get there. Just got to demonstrate some kind of commitment to show that you are someone that they can mentor and guide and teach.
Yeah, definitely.
And for the Greg who asked about how to update the Career Karma app, if you're not seeing the updated profile, just close the app and restart it. And then it should be refreshed. And then update all your Twitter profiles. Again, join the 21-day challenge, and then we'll retweet everything.
Some of you,
no problem.
Some of you might have to go to the App Store, like either Google Play, and you might find our app update. So check to see if there's a latest update in the Google Play Store.
January 17th, last updated January 17th.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. So then
I'm updating it.
Another thing that'd be awesome if you guys could also drop us a review. Because that will help other people that are downloading get discover Career Karma. So while you're updating the app, drop a sentence or two to just tell folks whether you like it or not. And that's
I did. I left a review.
I saw it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I am a marketing guru, baby.
Hashtag proactive.
And like in March, we're going to be unlocking even much bigger resources. My birthday is March 30th, so I'm going to have a nice birthday present for you all. So I'm focused on you guys getting these gifts.
How you going to give us a birthday present for your... I like your style. I like that too, though.
You all win. Literally, that's the best gift I could ever have.
That's
just stay focused, stay grinding, be consistent. That's all I want.
And in terms of the scholarships that we mentioned earlier, there is Thinkful, Flata, and Rhythm School. They've seen what people have done on Twitter, and they offer community scholarships. The amounts vary from like $500 to $1,000, but we'll make sure that as you're applying, you're also taking advantage of that. There's other schools that we're also speaking with to see if they can also offer it. But the more you tweet, you actually make our case a lot stronger when we speak to them, because then it becomes easier to point and say, hey, there's hundreds of people that are tweeting about your program. What can you do to get them in? And let's all keep doing this. Let's share the tweet like all of you did about the laptops, and make sure that people who want to become engineers now have laptops and they can do it, and hold us accountable to this as well. And don't forget to code, because this challenge is about us creating a new habit. So even though we talked a lot about Twitter, the most important thing here is to create a new habit as well.
Keep coding.
So keep coding. If you get stuck, reach out to us. We're going to make sure there's guides or people that can help you get unblocked if you get stuck. And just keep us in the loop.
Cool. Any questions?
It says it won't let her post comments.
Inside of what? Inside of the
Twitter.
The app?
On Twitter. It keeps saying error. She needs to be. Maybe is anyone else able to, or is anyone else not able to post a comment?
If your Twitter profile is private, make it public.
I'm having the same problem too.
Interesting.
Okay, so looks like people are not able to comment.
Maybe
Celine was able to.
You can reply to it if you can't do a quote tweet to it. Just reply to it and we'll retweet it. And then we can go from there.
Yeah. But excited for so many people that are interested to learn how to code. Like, this is a very special group. We have over 40 people on here.
I think they mean the app. That they can comment inside the app.
Okay.
You're talking about for reviews, for the reviews in the Google Play Store and stuff like that.
Okay.
Got it. So we can figure that out. Like definitely try to figure that out. I think priority right now is to apply to the boot camp and go through the 21-day challenge. We definitely want that. If you guys can do the review, I think that we can figure that out later. I think for you all right now, just like if you have questions, I think it'd be helpful to answer any questions that you have. Does anybody have questions?
Can we do a new list with all the Twitter names?
Yeah, I got a lot of questions. I live with questions.
All right, what's the question?
I don't know them offhand right now. They
It's too funny.
You could drop them.
They going like this and stuff. I'll be bugging Seymour.
I have a
Having
question.
me dying laughing.
Seymour is my tech boo. I'll be like, Seymour.
Somebody said they had a question.
Yeah, someone had a question.
Yeah, I do. You said that you were going to set up another conference call later on today for preparing for the interview. Is that what you said earlier?
So there's going to be a call. It's called, there's an orientation and there's a basic training call happening on Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll share the links again.
If you haven't joined orientation, do that first.
Yeah.
Oh, I've already done that. I mean, I have an interview with Lambda tomorrow morning.
Perfect. So yeah, we should help her get ready.
So what I would say is if you have an interview, then I'll share my personal Calendly link and you can just book a time and I can have a chat with you. Just reach out to me in the app and we'll find a time.
Just to be clear, who's that speaking?
I think
it's Crystal.
Yeah.
Perfect. Crystal. Okay. Sounds good.
I shared my Calendly link, but after the call, what I'll do is I'll put everyone's Twitter handle from the chat here to this master list. So then all of you can just go down the list and follow each other.
And this is going to be helpful. Updating your profiles in the app is going to be helpful. So we could always pull a real-time updated master list so it's not in a separate spreadsheet. So just make sure you update your profile.
Yeah.
Are you guys able to see our progress on Lambda or Flattering or any of that stuff?
It's on the way. We're working on that.
Yeah, not yet.
But that's why it's important for us to communicate with you.
Yeah, but that's why when you need to tell us when you finish it, when you're applying, so then we can provide you with the guidance you need at every step.
Yeah, that's why we're always asking who's applied, who's done this. Because the boot camps don't communicate that. We got to know directly.
And something else that's interesting is like James just posted that he could help with he can pitch in with the interview prep. Who on this call? How many people have already been accepted into a boot camp?
Yeah,
I have.
And how many of you are willing to pitch in as well?
To help out.
I don't mind.
So maybe you can drop your names and handles in the chat and just say what boot camp you got accepted in, so then people can look you up in the app and reach out to you.
I mean, I know we got Rondo and Flatiron.
Yeah,
I know
we got Joseph.
I'm just saying, there's
Johnson Joseph on here. So in the comments, put your boot camp that you got accepted to, and then folks, if you're interviewing with any of the boot camps, then just take a note of the name and then find them inside the CK app and reach out to them. Yeah.
Timur, I'm gonna hit you up because I feel like I did all of this, but I don't know. I feel lost a little bit.
Well, can I ask you a question? Have you done your challenge yet for Lambda?
Not yet.
Not yet.
If you haven't done that,
Still prepping.
you got to complete the challenge. So even if you don't finish all of your pre-courses, if you finish that challenge, you'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that challenge got a lot of loops, a lot of for loops, for each loops, data structures, data types. Come on, let's talk about it.
I know, but the cool thing about Career Karma is if you look on the website, they have
People don't talk about that enough.
Well, they have the Java.
Wait. Who am I talking to?
Leah.
Leah, where you at? I need you. Where you at?
No, what I'm saying is, if you go on Career Karma website, they have like many challenges, especially for Java. I think Code Academy on there has one that's just for Java, and they will go through all of the things for Java that you need.
I'm missing out without that laptop. I see a whole nother world. Like
we'll sync up after.
Yeah, we'll sync up. But Leah and Greg, I know you started. Leah, you started Lambda school like in January, and you passed the coding challenges. Would you be open to sharing with people, maybe holding a study group sometime this week or over the weekend?
Ooh, let me get a little bit better at that. I'm revisiting.
You sound like a little pro over there. You sound like a little pro.
I think one of the things that we haven't done or even looked into is the whole fact of understanding learning styles, how people learn, like not sticking to the traditional stuff, because I had to learn that, and I make notes like crazy now. And
me too.
Then what time works best for you? Are you a late night person? Are you an early morning person?
Evening, yep.
Because the sacrifices have to be made. I mean, I'll hit my head against a brick all night trying to figure out a problem.
Yep.
If I go to bed and I wake up at 4:30, put on a cup of coffee,
I got it.
some chill hop in the background,
Yeah.
the problem's gonna get solved. Please don't ask me how. It just gets solved.
No, I think that's a very good point that you're bringing up.
Yeah, Rondo.
Working on some things related to, it's a quiz that Timor has spearheaded around like assessing who you are and what your strengths and weaknesses are and personality types and learning styles that we're going to refine over time. So I hear you. Right now, we're going to be bucketing people into peer circles based off the boot camp that you're in, but eventually we'll start grouping people based off of who you are, location, learning style, blah, blah, blah. And so I think that's a great point because a lot of this is psychological. Based off of how you learn, and it's very team driven and project driven like basketball. And so we're gonna that's good feedback that we're taking into account, and we'll be launching some stuff for that soon.
Yeah.
I don't even want to see your Kanban board. Boy, that thing must have so much stuff on it.
My app freezes up too, so
what do we need to do today?
Awesome. Well, we're very grateful for all of you. It's crazy to see how much our community has grown, and now we actually have a lot of muscle behind just things that we want to, initiatives that we want to do with all of your help.
Literally, we're right here inside of Y Combinator that has created over $100 billion in value over the last 10 years. They have created Airbnb, Stripe, Dropbox, all these people, and they're pouring resources into us for you. So we're in the belly of the beast right now, fighting for you all. So keep fighting, keep your head up, and just know we're in the background doing the same thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Yeah. Congratulations, Ahmad. I see you, bro. Another acceptance.
Congrats, Ahmad.
Congrats.
Timo, I need your help.
Man, my man.
We got you.
Man, congrats,
Him and Marco, those are my guys right there. Him and Marco.
Let's do it. Let's get that money.
Make your Twitter profile public so I can read everything.
Yeah, I
Thank you, everybody.
privacy off of mine. So.
Everyone.
Good night.
Night, everybody. Take care.
Take it easy.
Inspire song, Caleb.
Yeah.
Hey, way to go, Ahmad. This is Elliot. Way to go,
Feel
man.
better, Caleb. Feel better.
Feel better, Caleb.
Bye, Caleb.
Thank you.
Bye, Caleb.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, especially the
Good
folks.
night. Good night.
We're always coming
New year, new career. Let's not forget that. New year, new career.
New year, new career.
Bring
I like that. New year, new career.
New money.
Gonna have chapters all over the country soon.
All over the world.
Yes.
People in 7.
Greg, how I get in contact with you, Greg? Oh, he just left. Damn.
Hit him in.
We gonna find Greg later.
Gregory Jordan. Let him up.
Good night,
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
How do I get out of here? What's going on?